Hi everyone, it's Sue and welcome back to Discovering the Art of Living. Now if you're new to my channel, click on the subscribe button below as well as the bell icon to be notified when I upload new videos. Now last time we talked about the road to success being slow, and I came up with an acronym for S.L.O.W. as some steps in order to help me reach my dreams. So today I'm going to show you how to use those steps in real life applications, and for me that means redoing my craft room / mom cave. Yikes. Now this process actually started taking place about a couple of years ago before I did YouTube, so I wished I had taken some before and after pictures to really show you the impact. But we'll go with what we have. So a couple of years ago we have a room downstairs that's a spare room that ended up being the catch-all for everything. It's where we stored all of our stuff we didn't really know what to do with. We had excess Christmas decorations, Halloween costumes, books that I planned on reading, piles of clothes for my older son that I was saving for my younger son to grow into, craft stuff, you name it, it ended up in this room. And it was starting to get really overwhelming. So one day I decided that, especially having 2 boys in the house plus a husband, I needed a little bit of mom time and me space to relax and rejuvenate. So I decided to turn this mess into my mom cave. So it went well at first. I went through and sorted everything, got rid of some of the old clothes because there was such a big age difference between my kids and size difference. It would take years for my younger son to actually use the clothes that I was saving. So I kept a few favorites and donated the rest. Got rid of a few books that I knew I would never ever read, downsized my decorations, and got rid of a lot of stuff that I really didn't need. Step 1 was good. Then we did some redecorating, and it turned out beautiful. I was quite happy with my mom cave. I had a little retreat where I could go and read a book if I liked, do some crafts, or just have some alone, quality me time. But then life happens. I started teaching some art classes. So then I started getting multiples of things. I had class sets of scissors, I had boxes of paints, I had multiple canvases because I was teaching a larger group of people. So my room kept getting smaller and smaller. Then I decided to do a YouTube channel, and I had new DIY projects that I was working on, so I had to buy all the supplies for those, and I had to spread them out so I knew what I had, and my organization system wasn't really working. Then I got into a real mess and my craft room exploded. So I decided to sit down and actually utilize my S.L.O.W. acronym to help me fix the problem. So with this 4-part series, we're going to discuss each of the letters in S.L.O.W. and show you how I reinvented and reclaimed my craft room. Are we ready to get started? Let's go. So the first letter in S.L.O.W. is S. See your successes and stay the course. Now I'm going to show you where we're starting off with the craft room. Please don't judge because it is a mess. But upon further investigation, there were a lot of successes. There's a lot of things there that I really, really do love, and I'm going to highlight those for you. So as you can see, there were a lot of good intentions, but then an explosion happened. But not to worry, help is on the way. See the successes. The first item that I absolutely love is my kitty clock. Now I found this at Value Village a while ago and I just couldn't resist. One of our fur babies, Maggie, is a black kitty with a white tip on it, and this so reminded me of her. I love the fact that the little numbers on the clock are kind of jumbled as she's climbing to the top to get the bird. So I decided to add and paint a little white tip on the clock just to make it more like her. The next thing that I'm excited about and love to keep are my words around my walls. I love to have sayings, inspirations around me at all times, so I have a variety of them placed around my craft room. And my very favorite one by Gandhi is, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." I like this one. I look at it every single day. It's very inspirational. Now this TV stand I bought a while ago from Facebook Marketplace for only like $10 or $15, and it has served its purpose. It was great because I had shelves on the side I could put my craft magazines in, and I also put some little plastic shelving in the middle to hold a lot of my supplies. However, I outgrew this and I had more supplies than I knew what to do with. And also, here's my little fountain and my little kitty statue that a friend of mine bought, which I also painted a little white tip on its tail. My Tassimo was another used find that was quite inexpensive and works great if you want to have a spot of tea while you're relaxing. Now this was a recent DIY that I did this year, so if you missed this inspirational mirror, you can click on the link above and that will take you to the tutorial to make this. It was just made out of Jenga blocks from the Dollar Tree, but it reminds me who is responsible for being the change in your life. Very inspirational. And underneath is another one of my word walls that says, "The best way to predict the future is to create it." Very fitting, I thought. Now this table in my craft room is great. It's really old. It's the first one I bought when I moved out on my own and had my own apartment. And then when we got new furniture, I thought it would make a perfect craft table. The top of it's very easy to clean, so if you get paint or glue or anything on it, you don't really care, you can't really wreck it. But the chairs were starting to get really ratty. I had had them downstairs and used them for my kids when they were younger and they did crafts, but they got stained and actually the fabric started to rot a little bit on them. And I had 4 of them down there because my kids would often have friends over or have craft parties and I would have to seat more kids. But now there was just me, so I didn't really need all 4 chairs taking up space down there. So I picked out the best one and got my hubby to take the other 3 to the dump. Then I looked at the chair and thought that the sponge underneath was actually still in really good shape, but they needed a makeover. So I went to Value Village and actually found this really pretty upholstery fabric that was almost the same color as the original and very soft. So, not really knowing what I was doing, I consulted a YouTube video and learned about taking apart the chair and just using a staple gun and my hubby's help to put the fabric right over top of the existing fabric, and I just stapled it around to the bottom, unscrewed the back off, reupholstered the side, and ba-boom! Just like new, it's perfect. And finally, the pièce de résistance to my mom cave, this chandelier, which I actually repurposed because I had it in a play that I had done a few years ago as a fundraiser for our church, and I thought it would be perfect. It may seem a little over the top, but I'm worth it. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see part 2 of my Mom Cave Makeover, give it a thumbs up, and in the comments section below, let me know one room in your house you would love to make over. And if you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button as well as the bell icon to be notified when I upload my next new video. And don't forget to share these videos with your family and friends. See you next time on Discovering the Art of Living.